stupid. Come on. There we go. Hey guys, very upset and kind of pissed off Fat here, and you may be wondering what I'm talking about. Well, I'll get to some of this right in a minute, but I wanted to do this not just talk about what I think about some things, but also to pay tribute to a fallen person, to someone that died recently, and it was kind of a role model in as far as YouTubers go. Yeah, and if you're familiar with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council channel, they're one of my favorite people I'm subscribed to, and unfortunately, the man who was keeping that channel afloat and made a lot of the content, Ryu, has passed away a few weeks ago, right before Christmas. And this video is in his memory. Ryu, thank you for all the things you've done for the community. Rest in peace, my friend. R.I.P. And this video is going to be one of those videos because this is going to be, I'm going to try to stay calm and not get too angry, because this is kind of be a solver video, because, you know, Ryu was kind of cool, and now the Midnight Master may be taking over, and it's not the same. Ryu was the guy who made the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council work. Granted, there were other members, but he was the one that always was the one doing the voiceover. He never showed his face or nothing. And that's something 84A was doing a lot on time before he finally revealed his face. And honestly, I wish he had kept the anonymity thing going. Although it is cool to see his reaction to stuff. But I won't talk about Eva right now. That's not why I'm here. But I do want to talk about some stuff. You know, I have some things on my mind, and since I'm up here anyway to do a tribute to Ryu, I might as well get my points out there. Now, I wasn't planning on making this video right now. I'm currently at Grandma's still, because I don't know if you know, but if you've been watching the weather lately, we've had a really bad ice and snowstorm a couple days ago, and the roads are still kind of iced, have a little bit more ice on them. It's not safe for anyone to come out, so I'm stuck here for another day or so. But I do have some new cards that I teased in one of my previous videos that was coming in. I bought 11 different cards, and a lot of them were for my Synchron deck. Some of them were numbers, and you know, I think I got a global final for my deck. Although that thing cost me almost $10 for the one of them, but you only need one, but it's good for the plan engine. Oh, and get this, Twin Twisters, almost $20 for one copy. That's stupid. Anyway, and I was gonna wait off on doing a video until I could show those off, but since Ryu died and I had a couple of things I wanted to say anyway, I figured I might as well come up here and make this video now. Okay, 3 minutes, okay. First of all, Synchrons. You know, the deck isn't the most consistent thing in the world. It was popular with a lot more people back in the 5Ds days, back in the 5Ds era. Especially when you combine it with Dandelion and make the real water combo that everyone knows and love. I don't know, and Dandelion's at 1 still, which I don't know if it needs to be at 1 still, but I'll get to the ban list in a minute. That's one of the reasons I'm here. But the reason I bring up Synchrons is because the card that makes Quasar possible, Level Leader, has been abused by a deck that is all about Cypher Lord Omega, and it's pretty much another hand loop. You remember the wind-up loop back in the day? Well, it's the same concept, except you have to have 3 Omegas to make it work. You can loop at least 1 card out of your hand with 1, but can you imagine if you have 3 on the field? Yeah, and a lot of people are calling for level leader to be gotten rid of. I don't want to see that because that's the linchpin to the Synchron deck, and if that goes, the Synchron deck will fall apart. And seeing as you're one of Ryu's favorite decks, I kind of want to continue talking about Synchrons and giving them exposure. Not that I'm very popular, mind you. He had more subscribers on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Account than I did. Although he had other channels he was doing, like the Ryu Gaming Council and whatnot. That was basically his baby, his pet project. But, you know, with him gone, it's gonna hurt. I guess I'll never see a Synchron deck on that channel again, which is gonna be sad. I liked his work, but as far as Synchron's possibly dying, I don't like it. If you want my opinion, either limit or ban Omega altogether, but they're probably not gonna do that. Besides, they probably need a reprint anyway. They're probably just gonna ban Level Leader and everyone else will be happy. But, and the OCG did it, so a lot of people are saying it's gonna happen. But I don't want them to copy OCG anymore than they already have. Although there are instances where I'm okay with it, like Chaos Emperor Dragon coming back eventually at some point. I thought they'd be back by now, but it's not. I don't even know if it's been reprinted yet with the errata. I don't remember if it had been. It should have been like their decks, since Saga is also in there with its errata. That would have made sense to me, at least. Maybe it was in the Duelist pack that came out a few months back. Duelist pack, Rivals of the Pharaoh, which I got a couple packs of, but didn't pull anything that great. Well, Tribute Burial was pretty good, but whatever. But as far as Synchrons, if you want my opinion, ban Omega or limit it at least. Limit it to 1. Leave Level Leader alone. And without it, though, Quasar is unplayable. There's no other way to manipulate levels to make things like Jet Warrior. Jet Warrior is one of the best toolbox cards that came out the last couple of years for it. When we got the Synchron structure deck a few years back in mid-August or September 2015, when that structure that came out had some pretty good reprints, but I had never built Synchrons in my real life for a lot of reasons. Mostly, a lot of the cards I didn't have them, and a lot of the Synchrons were really hard to come by. But I've been picking up things every now and then. And this buying cards online is not a permanent thing. It's just every now and then. But, you know. But I do want to finish that deck and... Excuse me. And I'll do a deck profile on that, even if Level Leader gets forbidden. I'll still play it for fun, but it's not going to be competitive. I probably won't use it on Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck Pro anymore if Level Leader goes, but... And I don't think there's anything that could take its place, really. Level Leader is so important to the deck. And yeah, I know you're doing it to hit the Omega Luke deck, but... Oh my god, not again. Oh, there we go. God damn it, not again. There we go. It keeps freezing. Oh well. But this is the same kind of situation that wind-up players had back in 2012 with the wind-up loop. What I'm thinking they're gonna do is hit Level Leader instead of the cards loop to begin with. It reminds me a lot of the wind-up Hunter situation with Zenmighty. If Hunter leaves, Zenmighty can come back to free, no problem. It's the same situation, except in that case, they left Hunter alone and ultimately limited and then forbid and banned Zenmighty altogether. It's been banned over here in TCG for years. And Hunter's still around, wind up want their stuff back. Probably a lot of people want that stuff back. I would want to see them get rid of Hunter for that, but that's Konami's decision, not mine. And I also want to see Sectors do come back some way. Some people, I'm looking at you, Kazame, in particular, over on his channel, hates Sectors, and he never wants to see a day where those guys are more than one. Listen, dude, I understand the deck was stupid back in the day, but you've got to move on. I mean, he made multiple videos, top 10 hated decks or all tops and whatnot, and it was on his list every time. He's just hanging on to the past at this point in that stuff. And he also mentioned Stratos in a really irritating way to me. And I understand where he's coming from. I'm not trying to disrespect Kasame or the underground the fans of his channel or whatnot, of the channel. But let's face it, some of the cards he hates is absolutely stupid. He hates Fake Fair, he hates Thunder King, he hates a lot of things I like, that a lot of people like. You know, and he also, and then something else that kind of rung true to me was going back to Misfire Master for a minute. He thought it was a good idea to limit Max C, and I disagree. Max C should have been at 3, not 2, and I could see it going to 1 for some stupid reason. I watched Konami's gonna do that. They're gonna be that stupid. Although it will help DDDs a lot, but which will come out later this month. I don't know if they're out or not yet or not. I don't even know when they're coming out. That structure deck should have come out last year, but that's besides the point. You know. And I might as well bring this up. As far as Synchron deck profile, as soon as I get all this stuff, and I might wait and do that as well as soon as the ban list is out, if it's not out already. If it's not out by the time I get home, it probably won't be long, unless they decide to wait till February, which would be a little bit bad idea. I'd like to see something more concrete. And speaking of which, I am going to go off on Konami right quick, because they've been making a stupid decision with this list. First of all, it's not right that they're using it for profit. They should be using it to improve the game. That's number one. Number two, there should be end dates. We should know when these lists are coming. It's been the only reason I feel, and a lot of people said this, that they did away with the end dates and gave them themselves that so-called freedom, was just so they could be freaking lazy and not do and make half-assed lists out again and again. Let's face it, these last couple of lists have been half-assed. Although the one in August wasn't bad, though there were a couple of things on that list that could have been better, like more hits to Cosmos. But, you know, I've said my piece on Cosmos more than once, and you guys probably understand where I'm coming from. A lot of people hate that deck. I hate it too, although I don't think, even though I haven't played much online, when I did, I didn't see many Cosmo players. The deck might have fallen off the map, which is pretty good, I guess. And if Card Demise goes away, which I am expecting to happen sometime, I don't know when, but that card's gonna get reprinted, and then they're probably gonna get rid of it. You know, I'm hoping to. And as far as the list, if Love Leader goes, that will piss me off. But you know, depending on what the rest of the list looks like, I might take a break. Online at least. I will play on for fun against the computer and stuff on Dev Pro, but other than as far as playing with the Synchron competitively, I probably won't. Especially if Level Leader is gone. That card holds the whole deck together in some ways. A lot of ways. But as for other things, I wanted to address this because I get a lot of stuff flooded into my email account. You can email me if you want to reach me if I'm not on YouTube. If you don't want to private message me or whatnot. I would like you to send any questions you might have about me or my channel to my Gmail account, FadHocutt, THAD, Hocutt, HOCUTT, at gmail.com. If you want to ask me a question, send it there. But I will warn you, I have like a year's worth of backlog crap mailed, shit mail that I have to delete. So, don't send it in yet. Just, I'll make a video talking about letting you know when it's cleared. It's going to take me a few months because I have a long backlog. So, I have a lot of emails I have to get rid of. And I mean a lot. Some go back all the way to the first time I used my Gmail. And I set that up just so I can use it for my YouTube account. I can still use my other email, FadHocutt@hotmail.com. I use that for my Yu-Gi-Oh! For Dev Pro, since I had to use that email to set up the new account, since it wouldn't recognize my password and whatnot. I had to change my address to sign up for a new account. It gave me a couple of decks to work with, but I built some more stuff on my own. And, I would use Salvation, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Dev Pro finally got their shit together and got a new working version up that's actually better. Plus, right now, Salvation is having issues as far as you having to log into the forum before you can sign on the duel. So from the forums, you have to log in with the forums, then it'll let you log into your account. So, and I'm not gonna go through that crap, so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna have to recover the email address, but the password. But it is what it is. But if you want to duel me, the name's Fad the Hero. Oh, sorry. I had all nighter last night, so I might go to bed at some point. But anyway, if you want to send me questions for future Q&A, I'd like to do some of those. But I don't know if anyone would care, because I'm willing to talk about anything as long as it's in my interest. So limit your questions. If you're going to send them in, which I don't think anyone will, limit them to one per person at the first time, at least, to start. I don't want to get 10 emails of 10 questions. I don't want that. I'm only going to answer one question per person if I decide if these actually happen. One email at a time. And if I don't get to your question because I didn't get enough ones, or I didn't do a Q&A session because I'm actually small potatoes still, and that's kind of sad. But what's worse about this? I've been doing this for almost 3.5 years, 4 years now. It'll be 4 years after WrestleMania, so, which I talked about WWE before. It's kind of sad the way I'm looking at wrestling right now, and I will get to Rio again in a minute, but I do want to talk about this. Right now, I'm having to watch old DVDs of old shows and stuff to get enjoyment out of wrestling at all, because the product, as many good talents as there are, they're just not being used properly for the most part. And the ones that are either get injured or get stuck on the show where all the laziness is, and that's Raw. Raw is so lazy writing, it's not even funny. Raw is still losing ratings wise to SmackDown. Heck, if NXT was on TV and it wasn't on the network, they probably wouldn't need Raw, because let's face it, if NXT was actually not on the network and it was on regular TV, it'd probably get so much ratings they'd have to cancel Raw, because it would blow them out of the water. And NXT has improved so much since it first started in 2010. Let's face it though, that whole Divas thing, the whole Divas season was a kind of mess, kind of a clustered mess. Everyone bitched about it, and I understand. I don't remember who won. I didn't even watch it. But now that they have their own brand and they have their own stars that come in and out, they can, whenever someone comes up to his main roster, they get some new people to take their place. I'm still waiting for Joe to get called up, but I don't think he might just do NXT and retire. Although I would like to see a Joe AJ match if they somehow end up on the same show. And see, I want to see what Samoa Joe can do in the WWE ring. I'm still surprised they didn't call up Nakamura already. Shinsuke Nakamura already. He's so over. It's not even funny. And from what I understand, and the fact they put Carmella on the brand opposite Angel and Cass is kind of stupid. But she is a decent competitor for the SmackDown Women's title, which, let's face it, there's not that many good contenders. Unless you want to bring in more people from NXT. Raw has has a lot of women talent that SmackDown is lacking. And I am going to get the page because I do want to address this. This whole thing with her and Del Rio is really stupid. Paige, if you can somehow, for some ungodly reason, see this, I'm a big fan of yours. Get away from Del Rio. Save your career. You might lose your job if you don't. I don't want to see you get released already. You've been suspended already. I don't want you to get fired. You're one of my favorite women to come along in a long time. I love your stuff. I love your work. You're so underrated. For as young as you are, you can, even if it is a little true love, I mean, let's face it, someone her age should not be dating someone Del Rio's age, and that's just the bottom line. Especially, and it's having a bad influence on her, especially. So yeah. Oh wow, I went 20 minutes. Holy crap. But as far as Ryu, I will do a Synchro Endeavor file as soon as I get the new stuff, and as soon as I know if Level is going to be banned or not. It might already come out. The list might already be out. I just can't look at it because the internet. I don't have the internet right now, and the ice storm is kind of making my life a lot harder. The roads out there right now don't look that bad, but I'm still kind of concerned that there's a lot of ice still on the road. But yeah, I ordered, like I said earlier, I ordered 11 cards, and I got a big eye. Finally, I got a couple of number cards I needed. Excuse me. I got some synchros. I got some other stuff, but I don't remember if I ordered the Maxi or not. That Maxi was going for about $10 if you wanted the gold rare version. I might have ordered one. I can't remember all I ordered, to be honest. But as far as other things, as far as Ryu goes, one last time, thank you, Ryu, for everything. Rest in peace. Hopefully, my prayers and thoughts go out to his family and friends and everyone he knew and he helped in the community. I hope this was a fitting tribute, and this video was a tribute to him. And I guess I'll talk to you guys sometime. Peace.